You're 14 years old, sitting in your bedroom at 11 p.m., and the house is quiet. Your parents think you're asleep. You found a forum post 3 hours ago titled, "How the Internet Actually Works." You're still reading. Level 1. Curiosity. You're not trying to do anything wrong. You just want to understand why certain websites get blocked at school, why your ISP can track what you search, why some people online seem to move completely invisibly. You find a Reddit thread. Someone mentions Tor. You Google it. It's just a browser, they say. It's for privacy. Journalists use it. People in countries with censored internet use it. That sounds reasonable. That sounds almost noble. You download it on a Tuesday night. The browser opens. It's slow. It looks old. Nothing happens immediately. You feel slightly disappointed. You expected something dramatic. Instead, it just feels like the slower version of the internet you already know. You visit a few forums, people talking about privacy, about encryption, about government overreach. You tell yourself you're just learning, and honestly, you are. That's the thing about this world. It starts in a place that feels completely legitimate. Level 2. Interest. A few weeks pass. You start watching YouTube videos about cybersecurity, ethical hacking, penetration testing. There's an entire industry built around breaking into systems with permission to find weaknesses before criminals do. That framing makes everything feel safe. You're learning Kali Linux. You're watching tutorials on network scanning. You set up a virtual machine on your laptop and run basic commands. Nmap, Metasploit, Wireshark. The words start to feel familiar. You join a Discord server for aspiring cybersecurity professionals. Most people there are students. A few are older, early 20s. Some talk about certifications. Others talk about other things. You don't engage with the other things, not yet, but you read them. You notice one username keeps appearing. They always know more than everyone else. One day, they message you directly. You're smart. You're asking the right questions. That sentence stays with you longer than it should. Level 3. Early skill.
You're 15 now, almost 16. You've gotten genuinely good. Not professional level, but good enough that it surprises people. You can map a local network. You understand how SQL injections work. You've set up a basic phishing page in a sandboxed environment just to see how it's done, just to understand it. You participate in CTF competitions, capture the flag, legal hacking challenges where teams break into deliberately vulnerable systems for points. You place in the top 30% your first time. It feels incredible. For the first time in your life, you're exceptional at something. Not just decent, exceptional. School feels irrelevant. Social dynamics feel irrelevant. In this world, nobody cares how old you are or what you look like. They only care what you can do. And what you can do is growing every week. The username from before messages you again. They share a link to a private forum. Not illegal, they say, just less filtered. You click it. You don't realize it yet, but that click is a door.
Level 4. Deeper involvement. The private forum is different. There's no talk of certifications here, no ethical frameworks. People share tools, exploits, vulnerabilities in live systems, real systems. You lurk for weeks. You tell yourself you're just observing. But then someone posts a challenge. Break into a deliberately exposed test server. Prove your skills. Get invited to a deeper channel. You do it in 4 hours. You get the invite. The deeper channel is quieter, fewer people. Conversations are coded, indirect. Someone mentions a job. Not a job, but a task. Someone needs access to a small company's database. Nothing violent, just data. The payout mentioned is $400. You don't accept, but you don't leave either. You stay. You watch. You tell yourself knowing about something isn't the same as participating. That's where the first lie lives, the one you tell yourself. Your skills keep growing because the people around you are the best teachers you've ever had. That part is real. The problem is what the education is for. Level 5. Dependency begins.
Yours 17. The $400 job became a $600 job, then $900. You didn't plan it, it crept. Someone asked if you could help with just one thing, and you told yourself it was minor, a credential scrape, an exposed API. Nothing that would hurt a real person, except it always hurts someone. You just can't see their face. The money goes into crypto. You spend it on hardware, on software, on things that make you better. You tell yourself it's an investment. But here's what's actually happening. You stopped sleeping normal hours. You cancel plans with the 3 friends you had. Your grades collapse quietly, not dramatically, just slowly, like a building settling. Your mom asks if everything's okay. Just busy, you say. The screen glow is the last thing you see every night. Sometimes you work until 4 a.m. on tasks you can't tell anyone about. There's a strange peace in it. The focus, the silence, the feeling of being invisible and powerful at once. This is where it stops being a skill and starts being a need.
Level 6. Loss of control.
The tasks get larger. You're 18 now. You're not taking small jobs anymore. You're part of a loose network. Not a gang, nothing that organized, but a group of people who trust each other enough to coordinate. You hit a corporate server. Real data. Real scale. The payout is $4,000. You stare at the number in your crypto wallet and feel nothing for exactly 3 seconds. Then you feel everything. Adrenaline, guilt, pride, fear, all at once, so fast they blend into something that just feels like alive. You keep going. You don't know the name of a single person whose data you've touched. You've made that a rule. No names. It keeps it abstract. Abstract is easier. But one night, you find yourself looking at a file you weren't supposed to open. Medical records, a real person, an address, a name. You close it immediately, but you saw it, and you can't unsee it. You sit in the dark for a long time after that. The room feels smaller than it used to.
Level 7. Consequences appear.
Things start to feel wrong in ways you can't explain. A member of your network goes quiet, then another. Someone posts a single message, "Be careful," then deletes their account. You don't know what happened to them. You don't ask. You start running tighter security on yourself. New devices, new identities. You change your routines. You stop using the same cafe twice in a row. This is when you realize you're not just careful, you're scared. And scared is new. At home, a letter arrives. It's not for you, it's for your parents, from your school, about your absences, your grades, your future. Your dad sits you down. He looks tired. "What's going on with you?" You say nothing. There's nothing safe to say. That night, someone in the network says there's a big job, high-value target, the kind of payout that could let you disappear, legitimately. New country, new life, clean. You almost say yes. Almost. Level 8. Collapse.
You say yes. The operation takes 3 weeks. It's the most sophisticated thing you've ever been part of. You're running coordination, technical execution, counter-forensics. And then it falls apart. Not because of you, because of someone else's mistake. An OPSEC failure, a sloppy trail. You find out at 2 a.m. from a single message. They have someone. Get out. You spend the next 6 hours deleting everything you can. Hardware, accounts, traces. Your hands are shaking. Not the exciting kind of shaking. The kind where your body is telling you something your brain already knows. 2 days later, you see a news article. A cybercrime arrest. Not your name. Someone from the network. But the article mentions other suspects are being investigated. You read that sentence 11 times. You're 19 years old. You haven't slept properly in 4 days. You haven't eaten much. Your room, which used to feel like a fortress, now feels like a trap. This is the bottom. It doesn't look like the movies. There's no dramatic moment. It's just you, alone in a quiet room, absolutely terrified of a knock at the door.
Level 9. Reflection. The knock never comes, but the waiting nearly breaks you. Weeks pass. You stay clean. You don't log in anywhere. You don't contact anyone from the network. You let it all go dark,
And in that silence, you start to actually think. You think about the medical file you closed, the name you saw, the person you've never met whose data you treated as a puzzle piece. You think about your dad's face when he asked what was going on. You think about who you were at 14, just a kid who wanted to understand how things worked. You understand now. You understand exactly how things work. And what you understand is this: you got lucky. Not skilled, not untouchable, lucky. The people who didn't get lucky are sitting in rooms with no screens, no privacy, no choices. You start studying again. Legitimate certifications this time. Security Plus, CEH. You reach out to an online community, a real one, and start rebuilding under your actual name. It's slower. It pays nothing at first. But when you close your laptop at night, you can sleep. That's new. That matters more than you expected it to. Level 10. Final outcome. You're 23 now. You work in threat intelligence for a mid-sized firm. Your job is to think like the people you used to be, map their methods, predict their moves, help companies protect themselves. You're good at it, better than most, because you didn't just study it, you lived it. Nobody at work knows the full story. You've kept it vague. I went down some dark paths when I was young, learned a lot, changed direction. That's all true. It's just not all of it. Sometimes you read about major breaches in the news. You recognize techniques. Occasionally, you recognize patterns that feel personal, styles you saw in your old network. You don't feel nostalgic. You feel something closer to grief, for the time, for the version of yourself that thought invisibility was the same as freedom. It's not. Freedom is being able to say your real name, to walk into a room without calculating the exits, to sleep with your phone face down because you're afraid of what might come through. You had skill, real, rare, genuine skill. You just pointed it at the wrong thing for too long. If you made it to the end, you were paying attention. That's all this world ever rewards. Subscribe if this made you think.